Chapter 1. The Academy Opens, where children are taught to be adults, and sometimes to be something else. Astoria Academy, Southern England, opening day. The black iron gate opened like the smiling jaws of a hibernating beast. 2 rows of ancient elms swayed in the autumn morning breeze, scattering brilliant yellow leaves on the white stone floor. But the air was completely silent. Stepping out of the taxi, Jennifer Sutcliffe, 14, auburn-haired, intelligent but guarded, pulled a turquoise suitcase, her eyes glancing up at the main building, a 3-story neoclassical structure. It looked more like a castle than a school. Meadowbank, Astoria, the most prestigious in England, her mother had said. But remember, say nothing about the trip to Ramat. No one needs to know. Jennifer didn't understand why her mother was so nervous. Her family had only returned from the Middle East a few months earlier. Her father, a journalist, was living in Jordan. Her mother, Joan, was an architect, quiet and stern. And then there was Uncle Bob, who was dead. She blinked. Don't remember anymore. Academy is open. The main hall was bustling with the sound of suitcase wheels and the greetings of teachers. But Jennifer found everything here too quiet, too formal, as if someone had programmed the atmosphere. She was placed in room D2, along with Julia Armitage, a dark-haired, gray-eyed girl, quick-witted and cold. Julia did not smile when she greeted them. She only said, "You shouldn't leave your suitcase under the window. Why people have disappeared while standing there." The story flew by like a breeze. But Jennifer was beginning to feel that not all the girls here were students. Gardener. In the middle of the afternoon, Jennifer and Julia were walking around the school grounds while sneaking an e-cigarette behind the old chapel. They saw a gardener slowly hoeing in the corner of the rose garden, but not planting anything. "Mr. Longley?" asked a passing teacher. "We don't have a gardener by that name. The garden is self-watering." When he turned back, the man was gone. Only a trail of fresh, muddy footprints remained, leading to the back wall of the library. Curfew Astoria has strange rules. No entry to basement after 9 p.m. No one is allowed in the library alone. Never ask about room 14B, because it doesn't exist. During dinner, A girl in the upper class whispered to Julia, "Do you know why the Academy doesn't use the number 13? Because of superstition." "No. Because the 13th student last year never left here." First clue. Before going to bed, Jennifer rearranged her suitcase. At the bottom of the side compartment, she found a strange green woolen doll. She certainly never brought it with her. There is something hard inside the doll. She used scissors to cut the seam and pulled out a glowing purple-red stone, engraved with a strange symbol, the eye of a falcon on the moon. Not like jade, not a toy. Julia raised her head from the bed opposite. She walked over, looked at the stone, and asked very softly, "Are you related to Bob Rawlinson?" Jennifer turned pale. "How do you know his name?" Julia did not answer immediately, just flipped the wrist, revealing a faint tattoo. Ramet, 1705. Chapter 2. Gardeners, Ghosts, and Girls. We don't plant anything here. We bury it. Astoria, Day 3. Early in the morning, the chapel bell rang 3 short times. Not part of the regular schedule. Jennifer woke up in a semi-conscious state. In her dream, she saw herself standing in the middle of a rose garden, someone whispering in her ear, "Don't go down to the basement if you're not ready to face yourself." She jumped up. Julia was already in her uniform, her hair tied back, her gray eyes still as cold as mist. No one asked about the stone, but Jennifer knew. Between her and Julia, something could never be the same again. Rose Garden. That afternoon, when the whole school was doing physical education, Jennifer pretended to have a sore leg to avoid practice. Julia did not participate, citing exemption due to special medical records. The 2 men sneaked down through a side path to the rose garden, where they had seen the mysterious gardener 2 days earlier. But today, there were 3 gardeners. They wore light gray uniforms, no names, no badges, no salutes. One of them was digging a hole under the elm tree, but what he dug up wasn't roots. It is a cylindrical metal tube, 40 centimeters long, covered with protective mesh. They looked at each other silently, then took the object straight to the back door of the library. The door is forbidden. Jennifer and Julia walked around to the 2nd floor balcony of the library. From there, they could look down the hallway into the ancient book storage room, which students were never allowed to enter. They saw 2 gardeners place the metal object into a built-in sliding cabinet. A person's hand presses the number sequence 1, 9, 7, 5. The door opens. "What year?" Jennifer asked softly. 1975. The year Project Astoria was started. Julia answered, almost in a whisper. Astoria Project. Jennifer began to ask. Julia, after a moment's hesitation, said, I'm not a student. I'm an intern in the SIS-9 security unit. One of my goals to verify that the rock Uncle Bob hid is not in the hands of a hostile nation, but in the hands of someone who can keep it safe. Me, you weren't chosen, but you were the last person Bob trusted. So everything changed. A girl disappears. That evening, Amara Singh, a senior student who stood out for staying up late reading ancient books, did not show up for roll call. Her room was empty. Her suitcase was intact, but the bed was untouched. When checking the security cameras, the last image was when Amara left the room to go to the bathroom and never returned. But more frightening, student data no longer has the name Amara Singh. She never attended Astoria Academy. According to official records, the bed in her room had never been used. See, but no one sees. Jennifer began to have nightmares every night. Not nightmares, but disturbing dreams of a place she had never been, an underground library, with a hawk-eyed statue atop the dome, and a faceless man standing next to Uncle Bob. Julia brings Jennifer a drawing from SIS-9's top secret files, a floor plan of the Astoria Library's underground floor, which was used as a military medical supply bunker during World War II. It states Room C, where Project Chimera is located. Note: since 1980, access only if biometric code matches object hidden in decoy unit. Jennifer understands. I'm the decoy unit. No, Julia replied. You're the key. Chapter 3. The vault beneath the library. Not all libraries contain books. Some contain things that remember they were once human. Astoria Academy, Library, 0208 a.m. Jennifer pulled her coat tighter. The cold air from the basement crept up like a creature seeking warm flesh. Julia inserted her key and opened the door hidden behind the 7th bookcase, a place known only to the higher-ups of SIS-9. The mechanism slid open, revealing a dusty metal spiral staircase leading down to the basement, which had been sealed off since 1980. No one said anything. No one wanted to say anything. Because in this library, every word spoken can be heard, and not just by people. In the basement, the first basement floor is just a rare book storage room with rusty cameras and dim fluorescent lights. The second floor contains the old biochemistry lab, now covered in cobwebs. The third floor, which the diagram calls the Chimera Room, is where time seems to stop. A large steel door with a rotating handle. On the door was engraved a single line, Per custodem gemmi, the keeper of the gem. Julia took the stone from Jennifer's hand, the stone found in the doll, and placed it in the circular depression on the door. The door clicked and opened it. Chimera. Room inside was a cold, sealed chamber. A pale yellow light from the ceiling shining down on a large glass tank in the center. In the tank was a human body, female, sleeping in a biological preservative fluid. Jennifer stepped back. Julia stepped forward. Codename Echo 7. Created from human genetic code, crossed with machine analytical neurons. Function to store and protect dangerous knowledge. Elio, Julia's superior SES-9 agent, once described, Echo 7 is not AI. It is not a clone. It is a living memory. Wake up. As Jennifer approached the tank, the biosensor lit up. The screen displays biometric verification. Are all HC 7C open secondary communication. What communication? Jennifer whispered. A voice came from the pool. Female. Deep. Rhythmic. Like a fragmented lullaby. Hello, Jennifer Sutcliffe. I'm Bob Rawlinson's niece. The gem in your hand is not a gem. It is a lock. And you are the last trace of the person who once wanted to break the game. Jennifer shivered. Julia was silent. We need to get out now. They're coming. Who? The gardeners. But they're not people. The gardener comes. On the security camera, Julia saw 3 gardeners approaching the library, but from the side of the old chapel, not the main gate. No one carried a pickaxe. All 3 carried jammers and neural signal boosters. Echo 7 said, they came to erase your memories. If you fall into their hands, the gem will trigger a biofeedback and kill the one who holds it. Jennifer was suffocating. You are carrying something that is not for ordinary people to touch. System response. Inside Echo 7, the indicator light turned red. The room began to shake slightly. The security system is starting up. The game is over, Julia said. Echo 7 turned his head towards Jennifer in the glass tank. You must choose. Either leave the gem and go, or keep it and let the system mark you forever as the heir to the forbidden memory. One choice, Jennifer clutched the stone. It didn't light up, but her heart pounded as if the stone was responding to her emotions. Julia raised her hand, stopping her. If you choose to keep, you will be part of this game forever. You will be tracked, manipulated, targeted, not just here, but wherever there is data, there is power, there is darkness. Jennifer said softly, maybe I should be the one to end the game, not someone else. Chapter 4. Midnight in Meadowbank. Some memories aren't forgotten, they're locked away. And there's a reason for that. Meadowbank, Main Library, 047. The library door swung open. 3 gardeners entered silently. No sirens, no screams. But the air vibrated slightly, as if the whole building knew something was going on, and was deliberately not intervening. A camera mounted on the ceiling light secretly recorded the image. They did not carry conventional weapons. Each person wears an earpiece, a neurotransmitter, a person with completely white eyes, no iris, basement, chimera, room. Julia locked the steel door from the inside, pressing her hand against the emergency code panel. She gasped. Jennifer sat with her back against the cold wall, her arms hugging the stone. Echo 7 glows dimly, as if adjusting the room temperature down, a mechanism that triggers protective regression. If they come near, I will self-destruct. All data will be lost forever, unless the holder of the gem chooses to keep it within themselves. What do you mean? Jennifer asked. The holder will absorb the entire memory pattern, make it a part of themselves, cannot be erased, cannot be transmitted, but also cannot live as a normal person anymore. Locked memory. The stone in Jennifer's hand began to glow for the first time. Not bright, but beating like a heartbeat. And in her mind, a door opened a memory she thought she never had. Ramat, 6 months ago, she was sitting in the living room of a white-curtained villa. Uncle Bob, the private pilot, knelt down and opened his suitcase. Inside was a green wool doll, the same one she'd brought to Astoria. He whispered, "No one can take it out but you. No one can know you have it. When you see someone digging up dirt without planting, go to the library and burn everything." Do you remember? Echo asked presently. Jennifer nodded. The basement is under attack. On the screensaver, a gardener puts his hand on the wall and the wall dissolves like water. They are using a matter-penetrating device, unreleased SIS technology. Julia gritted her teeth. They don't just want data. They want to replace Echo with something else. A new model, loyal, controllable, without human memory. They want to turn Echo into a tool of global manipulation. Echo 7 makes the final choice. I can transfer all the data to the being if the holder agrees, but she will take it all with her, and the data hunters will never stop looking for her. Jennifer looked at Julia. Do you believe I can live with someone else's memories? No, but I believe you're the only one who can avoid being used by them. Memory transfer protocol, Jennifer nodded. Echo 7 opened the core. A thin wire pierced Jennifer's arm. It hurt. Her vision grew blurry. Protocol. Dual consciousness. Activation. Gemma Omega. Data download 18%, 34%, 72%. Up there, the gardeners have broken through the last layer. They are coming down. Echo 7 looked at Jennifer one last time. I used to be a person. Thank you for choosing to be a bearer of memories instead of being a tool. Now, live truthfully, but never forget. And when the gardener entered the room, the light came on. Echo 7 disintegrates. Tank explodes. Jennifer lies unconscious. Julia stands guard over her, holding the invisible gun and activating its final mode reflex memory. One blow sent all three intruders crashing to the ground. Black blood pouring from their noses. They couldn't bear the flood of true memories. Chapter 5. The Girl Who Remembered. Not everyone who remembers is still themselves. SIS-9 Facility. Omega Level Quarantine. Surrey Region 0626. Jennifer opened her eyes. White ceiling. No windows. Smell of ozone. Disinfectant. And the soft hiss of some device. A screen popped up in front of her. What's your name? She glared. Jennifer Sutcliffe. Screen. Status accepted. Security protocol temporarily restored 40%. Voices that are not yours. As she sat up, an electric shock ran down her spine. Echo 7's voice. Deep and emotionless. Echoed in her head. Basement 3 Golden Drive. Original experimental data. Trader codename Chiron. Don't trust anyone with a blue badge. Jennifer gasped. The voices weren't imaginary. They were part of her. Now, forever. The interrogation. A woman walked in. platinum hair, blue eyes, SIS commander uniform, blue badge. I am Colonel Elspeth Reeve. I am here to help you determine your mental state and memory after the incident. Jennifer smiled. Echo's voice echoed in her head. Chiron is Reeve. She's the one who redesigned the Echo 8 model, turned it into a subservient weapon. Jennifer replied, I don't need to prove it. I know who I am. Oh, I'm the only one who has heard the voices of 37 other people and kept my own voice. Test to expose. Reeve held out a box. In here is what is believed to be a Ramat jaw. I want to see if you have any biological reaction to it. Jennifer placed her hand on the box. An image exploded in her mind. The temple at Ramat, an ancient stone pedestal with the Omega symbol carved beneath it, and a line in blood, the keeper of memories is never forgiven. Her hand withdrew, trembling. That isn't the real gem. Are you sure my biological reaction isn't from the gem? It's from a lie. Julia leaves clues. That evening, Jennifer found a small note hidden in her food ration. P3, Vault 2B, contact Hayes. Just say, the ending is that Echo doesn't die. Jennifer fakes a headache to get transferred to the treatment area. On the 3rd floor, storage room 2B, she finds an old data reader with a single golden drive inside. Data displayed. Echo 1. Entity has split. 50% of memory has been cloned and embedded into body number 7. Code JS. Other body, unknown code, Reeve. Jennifer froze. She took a part of Echo, rebellious memories. That night, Reeve returned, bringing with him a memory conditioning device. You know too much, and not mature enough to keep it. But don't worry, we'll help you. Forget. Jennifer smiled very slightly. That's the one thing Echo won't allow. Before Reeve activated the device, Jennifer whispered, the ending is that Echo doesn't die. Suddenly, the lights in the room flashed. The screen went black. From the speaker came Echo's voice, urgent, sharp. Chiron identified. Biotoxin response activated. Reeve backed away, his face turning purple. The device fell from his hand. Blood poured from his nose. Jennifer didn't move. She just remembered. And memory did the rest. Chapter 6. When the mask falls, don't ask where the memory goes. Ask who survives when it returns. London, Special Secure Area, Facility SIS-9, Level Omega Time, 3 days after Colonel Reeve's death. Jennifer Sutcliffe sat in front of a one-way glass wall. She no longer wore her bioidentity bracelet. She was no longer being closely monitored, but she knew her every move, her every breath, her every blink was still being calculated. The Echo 7 inside her no longer whispered, no longer needed. Now, it dissolved completely into consciousness, and Jennifer knew what was coming. The last packet before Reeve died. An activation command was sent out of the system, unlocking a hidden storage drive in the global reflex memory grid, including original Echo experiment videos, 1975, 1984, evidence for personality, modeling using war children, list of people who have used Echo memory to influence international policy. Jennifer, or what she is slowly becoming, holds the key to unleashing it all. The Returner. At 4:17 a.m., when all systems were down for maintenance, a person walked into the room. No card needed. Undetected. Jennifer looked up. Julia Armitage, no longer wearing the SIS uniform. She wore a civilian coat, and her eyes were sunken as if she had seen things no one should have seen. I had to back out when I found out Echo had chosen you. Why come back? Because you were about to release your memories to the public, and I'm here to give you a choice. 2 paths. Option 1. Release it all to the world. Governments collapse. Intelligence agencies exposed. Millions learn about the artificial memory that was planted to change the minds of a generation. Option 2. Keep quiet. Bury the memories forever. Live like a normal person, but know that tomorrow another game will begin. Julia looked deep into Jennifer's eyes. I won't stop you, but I will ask, are you sure the world is ready to remember itself? The ending Jennifer chose. Jennifer held the stone. Her eyes lit up slightly. Echo was created to preserve human memories. But what's more terrifying isn't the memories, but it is organized forgetting. She entered the command. Activate full throw. Decoded form. Open network. A blue light radiated from the server. A wave spread across the secure line. The world begins to remember. 1 week later. Global Artificial Intelligence Entertainment System. Suspect of planning to control users' personalities. SS9. Suspect of using children for experiments. The truth about Project Echo. Fake memories. Have we never decided for ourselves? Jennifer disappears. No one knows where Jennifer went. Nobody could find Julia, but in an anonymous email sent to all media outlets, a single line was attached. If you've ever dreamed a dream that wasn't yours, maybe you were part of Echo. And now you're free to dream what is yours. Signed, J, the last bearer of memories.